Tuesday at 6 p.m. I'm here in my brain break, y'all. I need a tremendous brain break, okay? We've been stacking. We've been stacking and stacking and stacking on top of skills and learning about entrepreneurship. And I'm so honored today to have asked this man to come and speak with me because he is a native Washingtonian.
Yeah.
And he is an entrepreneur, full-blown bred. I see this man everywhere. He's absolutely amazing on his stuff. So let me introduce him, Aladdin DaPrince.
That's me.
Hey, yeah. So I wanted to make sure, Aladdin, I seen you out of town everywhere.
Yeah.
Every DC takeover. You know, you be, yeah. So I wanted to, so I know we was talking offline because we just was talking offline, but you're a native Washingtonian.
Yeah, I'm a first generation Washingtonian, first generation Washingtonian and first generation American. Okay. So my father's from Trinidad, well, was from Trinidad. My mother's from Haiti.
See what I'm saying? I knew he had something.
Yeah, born in Howard. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But born in Howard Hospital. From uptown.
Okay. Yeah. Who knew? I knew you had some island in you, but I didn't know it was coming.
Oh yeah, full blown island. Yeah.
Yeah. So I inquire minds want to know. Is Aladdin your real name?
No, that's the nickname. That's the nickname right there.
That's the nickname. So I was like, you know what? This is gonna be an authentic interview. I'm not looking up nothing.
I know that's right. Look, just fire away. Whatever you want to know.
So it's a nickname. So how long you been called Aladdin?
Man, this is going to. I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is going in August. It will be my 18th anniversary of doing radio.
Oh,
so
wow.
18 years. Well, kind of. Well, it's interesting because my cousin kind of. We were just talking about this yesterday, but I used to go over there and I call it like my grandmother. Then she used to watch me when my mother was at work. But we used to watch all the Disney movies. And growing up, she used to say, "You look like Aladdin." So you know what I'm saying. So I got to give my cousin Elizabeth the first credit. She's the first one to really call me Aladdin when I was a baby.
Okay.
But yeah, it just kind of all came to fruition a little bit later on in life. And when I got the name, I kind of prayed on it and just asked God, is this the name that I'm supposed to run with? And then just kind of doing my research and kind of looking back, and it kind of is the story of my life. So yeah, it just all makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah. Dude from uptown DC, you know what I'm saying? Came from the inner city ghettos, you know what I'm saying? Just say from the streets to the palace, just continuously moving and progressing to just wanting to be better. So.
Yeah. So here at Droppin Gems, we talk about journeys, right?
Yeah.
So we talk. I'm glad you tapped into spirituality too, with it being connected to your actual whole journey.
Yeah.
Because that's all we've been talking about. But I want to make sure that I tap into your journey, right?
Yeah.
Because you will be everywhere.
Everywhere, man, and it's crazy. It really, for me, it really probably started at. Man, I'm gonna just say from birth. Really the age of 3. So grew up on stage. I used to tap dance. My first hobby was collecting records. My father was a teacher at Howard University.
Okay.
So he taught calculus there. So I grew up on Howard's campus. And what I would do is my father would do this like end of the year things where he would cook for all his students, and I would come in and I bring my record player. And I would be playing records for the kids. You know what I mean? For the kids. They were grown ass people, these college students, the adults or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, as a kid, I was putting them on to like Bob Marley, Tina Marie, you know what I'm saying? Those stuff like that. I guess this has been my life, been destined to do what I'm doing. So it started there. It started there. It's crazy how you don't, it's amazing how you can connect the dots later on in life, but it started there. And then really, I think my journey is like becoming popular and known and all of that really started at the age of 13, 14 when I started playing in the go-go band. So played for a band called True Legends at first, and then I moved up and joined 3DB, and then we had a nice run. We did some amazing things, and yeah, man.
When did you ever get connected to like, this is the type of business I want, this is the type of business I'm gonna have, this is the type of business I need? Did you ever have guidance with that? Or was you just like Aladdin on the car?
Man, I was. I mean, literally, yeah, when I was say that, I mean, I was just moving and navigating. I was, it's crazy. I always had the business mind frame, you know what I'm saying? So like, even like being a band member, I was very interested in understanding kind of what was going on behind the scenes and, you know, how things were moving and shaking. And I think that's, you know, kind of what sparked my business mind. I remember, man, for real, like what really got my brain going is like, when I used to do the all age go-go's at the tunnel and stuff like that. We'd be on those shows and I'd just be thinking like, man, this venue probably holds like 3,000 to 4,000 people. And they charging minimum $20 a head to get in here. You know what I'm saying? So when I started doing, cause like my father was math, so I was always really good at math. So when I started doing the math in my head, I'm like, oh wait a minute, they eating in. Now mind you, and that's like I said, that's the general, you know what I'm saying? That's the early, like you had the cut line, you had all those things. So it was like, you know, so for me, I think that's where my real business mind started. Like really just kind of looking at the go-go's and really saying like, damn, they make some money in here.
What would you say is your first traction and you knew that you was off?
Woo, radio? Wow, man, that is a great question.
And I've been playing it.
Wow. That's amazing. First traction when it was taking off. I would probably say for me, maybe when I didn't know it then, but I mean, just walking in the doors of WPGC. Like me getting my internship and then me knowing what I wanted to do. So when I came in, they had different departments. And usually what they do with interns is if you don't know what you want to do, they make you do all the departments. So you know, they put you somewhere where they need you. And I came in knowing like I wanted to be on air. So I was like, I want to do programming. And my big shout out to Talia Johnson. That was my she was the head of like the interns at the time. She's like, okay, I got you. And she put me in there with the home team. So DJ Flex and Rain was doing a night show at the time, and that's where I started my journey, you know what I'm saying? As far as like really, I say like, we call it, it's like the NBA or the NFL of radio, like this is the big league. So it's crazy because, you know, Flex was the person that kind of made me, one of the people that made me fall in love with go-go, with the water dance. So it was like, damn, I'm really stepping in the building and working with somebody that I've idolized and looked up to my whole life. So I think that was like, it was like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We about to do some things.
Okay. So, you know, you don't know this, but my business and my company was rededicated to my late brother, right? So my brother, rest in peace, Troy, was an awesome engineer. He was an awesome engineer, and shout out to DJ Flav, because DJ Flav had took me he interviewed me up at the station, and when I walked in the station, I hadn't seen the setup of engineer inside the engineer, like I haven't never seen it on my brother's.
Wow.
So I had a complete meltdown.
Wow.
Yes, Flav, tell everybody. Wow. But I had a complete meltdown. And I was just so hurt because I knew how passionate he was about the work that he did. And even in listening to music now, I just have I could listen to it, but I don't hear it like how I would hear it with him. And we'll hear like, you know, engineering and the tweaking and all of the things.
Man.
It's a lot of little that go into music.
It's really it's an art, man, and people don't understand how hard it is to just get one song to be what it is, the frequencies, the beat matching, the level, you know, synchronization that you have to do. Because I produce as well, so you know it is a lot of work that goes into one song, a lot of time and attention, and you know, especially for engineers, man, they're never satisfied. That's why they always say, man, it takes forever for them to put out. They never. Even when they put it out, they be like, man, I wish I would have changed this. I would have did that. I would have, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it is. It's a lot, you know what I'm saying? Matching the vocal levels. It's.
But I brought that up because when I listened to you DJ, I just love the way you mix. I love the way you pick up on the songs. I be like, I know when you there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it is a vibe, and it's a passion behind what it takes to have an ear. So you being a native and you know, full throttle doing all of this work. It's so amazing for me to see you from place to place, from place to place, from place to place.
I appreciate that.
Yes, I'm telling you,
I'm literally people be like, how do you? Yeah, I got a flying carpet for real. We be moving.
You do.
Man,
I said, man, even with if you was the brand, and I don't know if you had yourself on a flying carpet, but if you literally was to do that.
Nah, seriously.
No, seriously, because you really, your brand, you're everywhere.
Yeah.
You're everywhere.
I do. You know, I try to maximize on my 24 hours every day. And so if I can, you know, make things shape, you know, part of my journey was a lot of people don't know this, but it was a time when like I was doing overnights and I couldn't, like, they would not. It's just like I was doing it for so long. I was like, yo, I just want to do a shift when the sun is up. You know what I'm saying? Like. Cause 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. is a hard time, boys. But yeah, so I was doing that for probably like 4 years, and then I got an opportunity. I went up to New York with one of my best friends, DJ Money, and he was DJing for Shade 45, and he had personality. She had a show on there called Big Sundays, and you know, she's like, you know, I told her who I was and what I did. She's like, oh, you want to get on? So I got on the radio with her. She loved my energy, loved what I was doing. She was like, yo, I really look like I love what you're doing, or I love you, like I like your style. You like, would you come up here and do the shows with me on Sundays? And I was like, hell yeah. So she extended that to me, and I did it for 6 months. I wasn't getting paid, but literally from 4 to, so her show was on.
Oh, you wasn't getting paid?
I wasn't there.
Because I was telling people about not getting paid last couple of shows.
Oh man, it's a lot of sweat equity that you gotta, as an entrepreneur or just a dreamer, man. There's gonna be a lot of sweat equity that you're gonna put into. If you really love or you really try and get something, and it's gonna be certain things you gotta do that you're just not gonna get paid for. But the experience and it's all in your mindset of what you're trying to get out of it. So I already knew, me being in New York and me doing that and understanding that Shade 45 was a global platform. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say her show was from 4 to 8. So I would drive up to New York every Sunday from 4 to 8. I did it for like 6 months. Not getting paid. I would do that 4 to 8, jump right back in the car, drive back down to DC because I had to be on WPGC at midnight.
Yeah, so, that's dedication, man.
You know what I'm saying? But the contacts, people seeing me like, damn, I just seen you in New York. Damn, now I see you back in like people, you know what I'm saying? So that really was like, okay, people just, you know, like you said, just seeing me everywhere. It was like, okay, this dude ain't playing. Like he coming to get it. So
so I'm gonna get a little bit more intuitive into your business, right? So when you do your business, are you like a sole proprietor?
Yes.
So it's just all you, that's cool, all you, okay. And I was wondering that, so how does it work, like you with all of your expenses and you just write off all your expenses, or is it, I don't know, how is it?
So with the S corp kind of, you pretty much like, you, I mean, I think I believe, you know, because I try to do it, you can't do everything. And I just believe that, you know what I'm saying, you have to have, or there's certain people that specialize in that. And I do have somebody that handles that for me.
Did you have guidance when you was trying to do that?
Yeah. So one of my older frat brothers, he has a business, and he kind of, that's what he does, taxes and things like that. And he's licensed in all 50 states to do that. So, but he helped me kind of set my stuff up, get my EIN number. You know, set me up. So, just understanding that everything you do is business, and like knowing that, you know, everything when you're conducting business is a write-off. You know, food, meals. You know,
that's how I read. Look, we was educating them last time. So I mean, you know, the shows stack up, and so you know, just having I don't know what these people are called. That's my joke. That's my running joke. I don't know what the people are called. They like participants, education people, clients.
What do we call it?
I don't know. Future entrepreneurs. I don't know, but yeah,
I'm gonna come up with a cool little name for the community.
For the community, yes, we need a name.
I'm gonna think on that.
Yes. But I educated them on, thinking about their business and their business structure early because, a lot of our individuals, especially in the Washington, D.C. area, but I know everywhere else, they'll start business, but they don't really know what type of business it is. They don't know what code, what tax codes. They don't know anything. So we educated them on that, and that was the reason why I was asking you, because a lot of people just see, they don't understand. They'll see the person moving and doing and shaking and moving, but don't really realize that all of the things that you're doing is actually a write-off for you to be successful.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you was writing off that gas back then for that free payment.
At first, no.
Right.
But yeah, no, he definitely, he gets me right. Like he allocates certain mileage and stuff like that.
Okay.
So yeah, I try to keep a track of it as much as I can, but it's moving and shaking. You be doing it, man.
You
can't do it all, man. You can't. I mean, it's and even in trying to, it's just so much information. Like you got to think these are things that people didn't teach us. So our generation is just, I feel like we're just kind of the generation that's
I'm so happy
moving
you
in
said
this
that.
space of trying to change and break cycles, generational barriers.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I love doing research on random stuff. So they did I don't know if people know this, but they did this study. They did on a mouse. They did it's called shock trauma. They wanted to see how many generations it would travel if they, so what they did was they had this mouse. They would shock it every time they open the gate before they go get cheese, right? So they would shock it, right? To the point where now when they open the gate, now the mouse wouldn't run out to go get the cheese, right? So then they made that mouse with, another one, and then they wanted to see, how many generations of this that it happened. They found out that it was 4 generations of mice before the next mouse was even bold enough to run out and try to go get the cheese.
Wow.
So I say that to say, right, just we think about slavery and different things that, there's certain things that people we don't even understand why or how, we feel certain ways or, these different things. And you got to think, we wasn't even talking about mental health in our community. Man, I'm gonna say not even 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So now all these new things have been introduced, and it's funny because I remember, one of in elementary school, I had a Spanish friend, and his family would take him to therapy early. And I remember, the stigma in our community was therapy was for crazy people, but we didn't. Now knowing that what we know is they were training their child early how to be emotionally intelligent.
Yes.
And that's something that we don't have in our these are so many things that we've been taught, or just that's just been wrong.
Or we're just thinking that
it's just been wrong. We've always been praying about it, keep it, you know what I'm saying? You don't let the family business out, but we don't realize we're holding on to trauma, and then we wonder why people are dying early, So
that stops
really
you from your confidence. You going into the world to say, hey, I can do this. Because a lot of people have these dreams and aspirations to do things, but they have things holding them back that they think they never going to be able to get past.
Yeah. But also too on that, it's certain things that like I said, it's just passed down generation to generation. So you having these feelings and these different traumas in your system that you don't even realize, and you're not talking about it, or you're not expressing these certain things that are happening.
Wait a minute, he came to the clinician show with some clinician skills.
Absolutely.
Wait a minute.
Hey, man, I'm doing the work.
I like it a lot.
We talk about it all, man.
We are. I like it a lot because that's the foundation that what I was talking about and starting Droppin Gems was the clinician perspective.
Yeah.
But the clinician perspective is encapsulating your spirituality, your trauma, the things that you've been through that could potentially hold you back, your focus or lack thereof, because individuals are distracting you from what you already know that you ordained to do.
Yeah.
And so we was talking about that. So I'm so happy that you put that up on your own. This is backstage.
Yeah, no, but it's crazy. I wasn't my house, but I saw like my uncle and just little things, man. Now that I'm so old, I'm older, wiser, and just understanding that I've done the work, you know. But I remember, you know, there were times that my uncle would come home from work and he would argue with, you know, my aunt, and it's because he now, right, he went to work, something happened at work that he didn't like, right, but he didn't have the voice to talk about what it is he didn't like, so now he brings it home, and now that's affecting the family, because now he's arguing with his wife, not even about nothing about whatever they got going on, but because he feeling some type of way about something that goes on at work, you know what I'm saying, and I just think about how many people and how many households that happens to, right? Like men, especially as men, right? As black men, we've been taught to, you know what I'm saying, suck it up, be a man, like all these different things in life that, you know, that he's preaching, he's dropping gems. Dropping gems, that's what he said. We coming out here dropping gems. But yeah, you know, I just think about how many unhealthy things that we've been taught.
Yes.
You know, and instead of coming home and saying, yo, I had a bad day at work. My boss said this and made me feel some type of way. I hear you know, talking about this. It's making me feel emasculated because I had to be emasculated at work. Like it's a whole cycle of lack of communication that's not happening that has been breaking up our families, and you know, so it's really good to see, you know, that we're in a space where we're talking about these things. And, you know, I'm glad that I'm one of the people that is an agent of making sure that, you know, we do these black men meetups and stuff like that. I have a friend, we just started, we started it probably like 2 or 3 years ago, but really picking it back up. We have like men meetups now. It's a safe space for men to talk about what they got going on in their lives, and like they need to unpack and let that stuff out. For sure. My last one, man, we had over, was it 100? It was close. Well, our goal is to get to 100, but it's like maybe 30, 40 strong, and then we even doing it where it's like, yo, bring your sons, like, so they can start seeing it early, you know. So yeah, we making some waves, you know.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. So did you even organize that? Like, are you part of the business foundation of like a nonprofit?
That's what's happening.
If it's not dead, it sounds like it's dead.
No, definitely.
100 people, that's impressive.
Well, that's the goal. The goal is to get to 100, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna hit that really fast. It's been very impactful.
I mean, you Aladdin.
Hey,
you
the nonprofit is being worked on. You know, that's going to take a couple of months to get all, you know, but it's in the making. It's in there. You know what I'm saying? So just wait for some things to happen.
All right, well, cool. Well, you know, my nonprofit been running for 9 years. If you want some consulting,
absolutely.
Just let me know. Yeah, I would love to help out.
The grants and all of that.
Yeah,
you know
I'm telling you now. I'm gonna tell Droppin Gems a secret. I'm gonna tell you a secret. But I always had a passion for helping young men, and especially since my brother had, you know, passed from crime. When the young men are below the age of 24, it's just an impressionable time frame where you can still get a hold of them, still support them, still help them to see things differently. And so that's always been a big passion of mine. I've worked so well with men. Now the ladies. But I work well with men. I do. Y'all don't hold me against it. But the women love me though. They love me. They'll come to me. They're like, oh, I want this, Miss Tony. I want to be like you. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I gravitate. I have more like mentees that are women, but the guys, like working with them and like saying, no, like you could change your life. You could do these things. Yeah, I like that. Because we losing. It's like a ratio of 1 to what? I don't even know.
Crazy.
1 to 500. No, it's not 500, but I mean, it's
wild.
intense.
That, the incarceration. I mean, you know, but I mean, it's part of the design of the system. You know what I'm saying? they don't want us to be together. You know, they don't. But you know, there's a lot of that stigma, and I think a lot of it too. We have to start talking about the fact that there is a lot of black healthy love out here. You know, I did an event maybe like 3 or 4 months ago now, but it was like a little game night. But it was over 30 couples. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All black.
Yeah.
All black married couples, married 18, maybe 20 plus years, you know what I'm saying? So,
that's what's up.
and I told them, I was like, you know, I let them know, like, yo, I understand, like, we have this stigma in our community that, you know, black people are together or black men are marrying black women, and to see 30 strong couples in one building, that's powerful. Like, so just let them know that they were goals, and it opened my eyes to see that, like, it's out here, and we are doing it. You know, it's just not talked about.
It's not talked about.
But yeah, black love is real. It's out here. It's alive and strong, and we just gotta continue to, you know, grow as a community and people, and just continue to work together.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, you know, Aladdin, I was intrigued by your carpet and moving around and doing all the things that you've been doing. But I'm very grateful that you were able to be vulnerable here today and Droppin Gems, because what I think it shows is a lot of charisma that goes into being an entrepreneur, and you know, and personality, because a lot of people, you have to be very different and unique and true to yourself.
Yeah.
And what I heard you say was a lot of uniqueness and true to yourself, and paying attention to things that's in your community to see how you could be a best part of it. And you know, the reason why I framed it so that I could say it in that way is because you are right now being an inspiration to so many people that don't see that side of you.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that vulnerability here.
I appreciate that.
Because I don't even know if I've seen it from you before.
Yeah, I've grown into this amazing space. Definitely, I would say in the last 6 months. But yeah, just walking in purpose and understanding that I'm doing what I'm supposed to. I love it, man. The energy it's been very peaceful. And yeah, like you said, I love dropping gems, helping our community.
Hey.
You know, making sure that, you know, each one teach one, you know.
Each one teach one.
That's what we gotta do. That's what we gotta do. You know, just showing black men that it's possible. You know, definitely came from nothing, roaches, literally, food stamps, all that same. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that same inner city struggle that, you know, around the country, like we all got it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely one, like I've made it to a point where like I'm living my dreams, and like when they say dreams come true, like I am a walking embodiment of that, and very blessed, you know what I'm saying? So just anytime I can help or teach or whatever it is, man, like that's my move, you know,
So tell me before we wrap up, tell me like what's all of the upcoming things that you got going on? Because when I tell you, you are always somewhere. He's always somewhere.
Always something in the works.
So
unfortunately, I can't give it all away. But just know, we got the men's meetup. You can catch me at Flavature. I DJ there. They got an amazing brunch.
They do. I know the owner there. They do.
Shout out Mac and Pinky.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got Flavature moving. We definitely try to do some big things and some movements with that. Yeah,
that is the best time. That's when I seen it.
Yeah, it was actually.
That's when I seen it.
Flavature, you know, only black-owned business in that Woodley Park area.
Yes, Woodley Park in Northwest.
Yeah, please get out.
Shout out. Yeah.
Man, first Fridays with Cliff and Clee, we got something coming up at Lima.
Okay.
So every first Friday of the month.
I know that. Okay,
yeah,
I'm outside.
You know what I'm saying? Come outside. You know, it's about to be warm out here.
Yeah,
you know,
it is. It's warm.
Yeah, man, it's a lot. I'm DJing an event in DR in July. So
See?
International. We moving. Hey, international, man. Internationally known. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
International known.
Okay, DR. So do we have tickets for DR? Is it like on a boat? Because I know you be doing everything.
It's a resort.
It's a resort. Okay, so you flying there.
Yeah.
Dropping in for how long?
7 days.
7 days.
Yeah.
Dang, that's nice.
DR for a week. Yeah, man, it's a lot going on. So And just, you know, follow me, find me, you know, connect with me on social media. Aladdin DaPrince, Aladdin DaPrince, all one word. And yeah, man, just tap in with me there. It's just a lot going on, you know, just, and changing every day, you know, but I love it. And then, you know, just on the entrepreneurship too thing, just understand that it's not gonna happen overnight. And you gotta, like I said, a lot of sweat equity. Yeah, but you just gotta keep, you know, your goal in mind of what it is you're trying to achieve.
Yes, he said sweat, tears, work for
Sweat,
free.
tears,
Dropped a whole bunch of gems.
Man. I mean, you gotta know what your motivation is. I mean, and I think also too, I just took this finance class, and what people gotta understand is that money ain't everything. You gotta understand that it's a tool for you to use it. You gotta know how to use it to get the certain things that you want. So, you know, if you just out here chasing money, like, I mean, if that's your, that motivates you, then. But I promise you, like,
it's not gonna get you far.
It's gotta be bigger than that. You know, and just like I said, that's another thing that, you know, in our community we definitely gotta talk about is, you know, how to use money, because, you know, yeah, you can have it, but it's not just about having it. Can you keep it?
Yeah. So, time for change to teach financial literacy. We got money match marketing savings programs for DC CFSA. Shout out to my staff, Kari Wood. He's doing an awesome job in teaching that.
Nice.
So yeah, we got a whole lot of things that we could partner up with and do things with. Yeah, I definitely want to just sincerely thank you. I do have a gift for you, so don't leave, okay? Don't leave right away.
That's dope.
I do have a gift. Yes, I have a gift for you. I just want to say, y'all, thank you for chilling with me today on our brain break. I know we've been business, but the life of an entrepreneur is always important to hear both sides of the story. I'm so honored to have Aladdin here and Graham to come to the Time for Change Droppin Gems. You can't catch this man, so the fact that he is sitting here today on a Tuesday at 6 p.m. is absolutely amazing. So thank you so much.
Thank you. See, I appreciate you. Thank you for allowing me to, you know, come bless your platform and you know, use my voice as I always do. But I love, you know, to make sure that I give back and reach back. And you know, I know, you know, this media space is definitely a new space for a lot of people. And you know, just doing my part to make sure we keep elevating everybody.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
that's what I'm talking about. Elevation for everybody. Yes. All right, catch Droppin Gems every Tuesday. Time for Change every other Tuesday. Time for Change Tuesday at 6 p.m. at Time for Change Console on YouTube and Spotify. I'll talk to you soon.
Ole.
Hey.